All right, welcome back. Doing another video here. We have another errand to run. This is on FSD 12.6.3. Starting to go back through our usual routes to see if there's been any improvement, any regression, or if things have stayed the same. So right now we're coming up to this light. Proceed to make this left. We decided to not go, which is completely fine. I think the one positive that I've noticed for the past few builds is the confidence that that FSD has when approaching a stoplight. I know before I'd have hesitation, I'd have all different types of things, essentially to even having to take over just because it wasn't ready for the green to yellow change or potentially yellow to red. So it's good to see that stoplights are being handled much better. All right, here we go. First left turn. No problems there. On par for the last build, 12.6.1. That turn is much better than previous build. It was 12.5.4.2. That one did not like that turn. It would be jerky, it would be hesitant. So much improved there. Okay. Shows we're doing about 45, 44, give or take. Speed limit's 45. Just have a vehicle passing us now, so it's one of those things, at least on this road, not too concerned or worried about that. It is a very windy day. Regardless, approaching first major intersection here. Trying to decide which lane we want. Okay, so we lucked out. Lights up, so here's another left. This is a tighter left. Making the turn. Boom. And again, what I will note for 12.6.3, even from the last build for me, which was 12.6.1, I didn't get 12.6.2. Turning's much more smoother, that's for sure. In the sense of just the way FSD turns, and then even when you need to course correct, similar to what we as humans do if we initially make a turn and see, oh no, we need to make this a little bit wider. Even the course correct is just much smoother than in the past. So I think that's a big positive on this build so far. Hopefully they keep that up for sure. Okay. Off again. Turn my cameras on. So far, so good on the lane centering. I haven't noticed in the first few drives a major regression when it comes to lane centering. As I've noted in the past, you know, the vehicle typically favors the left for me, and I think that's more or less on par right now. It's so nothing really there has changed. I know other folks have reported their vehicle kind of favors the right, so I think that's hit or miss. Nothing glaring though. I think everything within a certain threshold. Okay, so another green light here. Coming across. This is tight quarters when it comes to navigating. Right now there's, 4 lanes. As I mentioned in previous videos, this is a temporary kind of setup as far as how the lanes are structured. All this is currently being expanded, so this isn't the finished product by any means. Especially for folks that live over here, they know they're doing some real construction here. So it's always good to see how FSD handles uncertain situations there. So we're coming up here on another light. This light is green though. As you can see to the left here, they almost have like they're building a highway to circumvent a lot of this traffic coming off of Highway 380. This is a highway that we're on now, so definitely some bigger things in the works. Taking this pause here to stop, I have no issues with that whatsoever. Again, if I was driving, I probably would have gone for it, but again, safety's always first. That's the most important, so I don't mind that whatsoever. Right. It's coming across the intersection, all good. It's really watching our speed. I've been reviewing feedback from 12.6.3 so far for other hardware 3 vehicles. I mean, this has been the bigger update for everyone. Hardware 3, I know a lot of folks, especially pre-refreshed Model S's and X's, and also to the Model 3s, Model Ys, I would say probably 2021 and earlier. We're waiting a long time for an update, so far mixed reviews. I do say I give a slight edge to folks that are reporting positive news with 12.6.3. I think everyone's experience is going to be different depending on your area. Are you rural? Are you in the city, suburbs? And then really how often you use FSD. So I would say for someone that doesn't use FSD, their only barometer is them driving as themselves, right? Them driving their day-to-day route versus a computer. Whereas for folks like myself and other folks in the FSD community, we test and utilize FSD often, if not the majority of the time. So it's really just, we're gauging the progress based on the last build versus just us as humans. So we give a little bit more leadway versus someone that doesn't use it as much, which makes sense. But at the same time, I think a lot of those negative comments you see online in blogs, Reddits, whatever, it's a lot of folks that don't use it often and just expect, you know, the next software update, this is full self-driving, right? I shouldn't have to do anything. So I would say for folks that are new to FSD or that are interested, I won't say take feedback with a grain of salt online, but I would say definitely, you know, look at the YouTube videos for yourself, folks like myself that are, you know, really showing you, not necessarily just, you know, talking about it, so you can see for yourself. And then just getting out there, you know, getting out there and trying it for yourself, trying it in a contained environment or a typical environment that you usually take trips on, you know, and go from there. So, but again, so far so good. I was yapping this whole time, and no apparent issues or concerns coming up so far. I think it's handling things as it should. The only thing that I noticed so far with this build that's kind of been, it seems like there's, at times, not consistently, there's some slight hesitation when accelerating. So I'll keep that. I'll take notes on that and just monitor that. But I mean, as far as this drive is concerned, zero issues so far. So that's what we want for sure. Again, as noted in other builds, still kind of favoring the left side. It's not egregious enough to where I need to take over. It's just that's kind of what it is. So just being mindful. Okay, coming across this intersection, you see this vehicle was trying to make its way over. We decided to take the lane change, and we did take the lane change before crossing the intersection. So that's a big plus for 12.6.3. 12.6.1, for sure, I had a few scenarios where we changed lanes through an intersection, which is a no-no. So glad that little test so far was great. And then just seeing FSD interact with the vehicle in front of us. You saw the vehicle in front of us initially was trying to take that middle lane and saw the other vehicle that was in the middle lane approaching quickly. So they had to kind of backpedal and go back into the lane. FSD handled that. We didn't hesitate. It wasn't like a knee-jerk reaction to brake or brake at all, or brake, you know, aggressively. So that was a great scenario, watching others around us and how we react to that. All right. Coming up on a light. We are going to take the turn though. So you see there, that's very funny, just like a human. So it initially was trying to take that right turn. I'm assuming thinking it was just a long right turn lane, which it wasn't. It was for the shopping center. So FSD noticed that and quickly course corrected just fine. Another smooth right turn. If y'all, whether folks that are experienced with FSD following build over build or just coming into it new, a right turn like that would have never been as smooth as it was just there. I don't even know if I can make a right turn like that the way I drive. So, man, shouts out again to Tesla's AI team for that. But yeah, it's just the ways that FSD handles itself, right? You know, based on the vision, the cameras, things like that. Again, it kind of peaked. It wanted to make that turn, but it saw it wasn't, according to the route. So it quickly adjusted itself, and really the assertiveness in this latest build too is super high. The confidence in handling the streets, but then when an issue comes up, being able to make a confident decision where I'm not affected by it, Again, in the past with other builds, if there was an issue, it may stop. Some folks, report phantom braking. It may just tell you to take over. None of that. So again, great stuff so far. Okay, so we passing through this intersection, passing past this 18-wheeler. No issues there. Have some sun as the sun's beginning to come down on the right of us. We're deciding to stick with the middle lane, completely fine with that. We have right under about 5 miles to our destination. So this should be a pretty straightforward drive unless FSD says otherwise. Passing driving range. I need to go over there. That looks like a great driving range. Okay. So now what I brought up with the hesitation when accelerating, it's almost hard to explain, and I'm really not going to be able to explain it well real time because of the wind. It's super windy out here right now. I'm assuming the winds are 10 to 20 mile an hour range. So that doesn't help me determine what I'm feeling. But I did notice that. Again, it's not the largest deal, but it seems more like a bug than anything, and that could explain several users online that have had 12.6.3 reporting that there was another update. They kept it the same build, no new notes being updated, but it was for bug fixes. So if anything, I'm hoping that that's what that was for potentially, and I'll get another update here soon. I'll definitely let you all know. But again, we caught the traffic at the right time. I don't think we've had to stop for too many lights that weren't turning green or already green. So going through here again. I am on hurry mode as well, so see, we're taking switching the lane approach. My offset is set still to default. I haven't messed with any settings since updating the software 12.6.3. So if I do, I'll update all my settings and put them in the comments. Picking up speed a bit to meet up with the flow of traffic. Again, not mad at that whatsoever. I encourage that for myself. Folks have been following for the past several videos. I had a video posted not too long ago going to the Tesla service center. Was trying to figure out some wind noise coming from the driver's side. It's almost like near the A-pillar, that little smaller window. And similar to today, there's like no wind noise coming from there whatsoever. So went to the service center. The service advisor that helped me was super cool. We drove around. He drove. I told him to mash it just so that we can try and hear it. We weren't able to replicate it. I was, and it's tough because you wait almost a month for this appointment, right? And so when I went there, I was just, okay, we're getting this fixed. But that day, even driving there, no wind noise whatsoever. So what he did mention though, and hopefully this is useful for other folks, if it does happen to you, if you find yourself in a scenario going to the service center and you can't repro the issue that you were going there for, you can go in. If you can repro it, you can drive and kind of do a walk-in and request an advisor come out to the car and drive along with you. So that's what he told me. Somebody else reiterated that. So at least you don't feel like, hey, if I have wind noise coming back, I'm gonna have to wait another month. You know what I mean? So that was good to know. Okay, so making this right turn, getting in the middle lane. Again, we did that turn before crossing the intersection. So that's a good thing there. Going back into the left lane. Again, I'll take that with a grain of salt. I do have it set on hurry mode, so I expect more lane changes than a typical drive. There is a time on 12.5.4.2, lane changes were ridiculous. It would change lanes back and forth 3 or 4 times. I'd have to disengage, do a few different things. So it's definitely not that level when it comes to lane changes. Gonna make this left. Okay, so this is a flashing yellow light. We'll see how traffic is, or if we even get a chance to turn on this flashing yellow. Okay, so making this left. Again, right on par, no issues with the turn right or left. The confidence with turning is through the roof. So I'm assuming this is what version 13 hardware 4 folks are experiencing. with this update that we have here, and yeah, it is certainly night and day. So once again, I appreciate everyone tuning in. We'll have some more videos here soon. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, this is a solid drive for me. I think, you know, this is really what you look forward to, FSD wise, no interventions, following the rules. So super high for me on this one. Like, comment, subscribe if there's any other areas or any other, you know, scenarios you want to see me put FSD through the test. Okay. Until then, have a good one.